So here's where I get emotional. December 7th, 1972, Apollo 17 launched from Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Apollo 17 was the last time we have ever sent men to the moon or even beyond low Earth orbit. The crew included Ronald Evans and Harrison Schmidt, who was the first and only scientist to have ever walked on the moon. He was a geologist, so a lot of his interests included collecting lunar rock samples, and he even drove the lunar rover to be able to collect a lot of these samples. Eugene Cernan was the last man to ever walk on the moon, and just to paraphrase him, he had a famous quote that said, "We are leaving the moon, but we will return, and when we return, we will leave it in peace for all of mankind." Apollo 18 and 19 were canceled due to a lack of public interest, but they did start putting into commission the Skylab using leftover Saturn V parts. So it has been over 50 years since we have been to the moon, but in just a few short years, we're going to see men and women and people of color return to the moon for the very first time with NASA's newest program, Artemis, and the SLS rocket. Lastly, what happened on today's date in space history is also a part of what happened in space this week. This morning, Space Test Program 3 mission launched. The payload included the Laser Communication Relay demonstration, which is the first operational optical communication system for human spaceflight. This will transmit data much faster back to Earth, which will really help us out in the Artemis program whenever we go back beyond low Earth orbit.